All right. So the first thing that I want to do is, since you guys already talked like random theoretical stuff before, I want to introduce you to the tools of the trade. Tools of the trade. Really? Somebody left that big gulp of stuff in it? Fantastic. Okay. Yeah, it's a little bit. Not on the floor though. Get it up later. Just a little, it wasn't very much. All right. So these are some of the tools of the trade. And I will have you practice using each of them and explain what they're useful for. And the practice will be good because you need to start developing some timing and some muscle memory with the tools. What's this? It is an E-collar, correct. What's this? Finger button for the E-collar.
Leash. I mean collar.
This is a flat collar. See, it's flat.
Oh.
Flat collar.
Well, aren't they all flat?
Nope. It's not a flat collar. This is a slip lead. It's a slip lead. So what's the difference between a slip lead and a flat collar?
The slip lead tightens when they...
Right. So if you have a slip lead on, it tightens all the way around your arm. If you have a flat collar on, it only puts pressure on that part.
Pressure and now.
Yep, so it's only here. So if a dog's wearing a flat collar, where does the pressure go if you pull on it? Just the front of their neck, right? Or if they're backing up, just on the back of their neck, right? Whereas the slip lead, if they pull, it tightens everywhere, right? So on this one, if it tightens, what happens?
They'll probably
It chokes them, right?
And they'll learn like not.
Well,
Or maybe not learn.
so here's
Back up.
one of the things with the slip lead. I never train with just a slip lead, personally. Reason is because I've found that if you train with just the slip lead, the dog, if you need to put any pressure, they panic, as one does when they can't breathe. So you don't want that. So the purpose of a slip lead in my mind is, especially one like this, there are two purposes. If you've seen the red slip lead that's like long and attached to a leash, that is for moving dogs around. You want to take a dog from here to over there and you're not planning on really doing any training, put the slip lead on because it's fast. You just toss it around their neck like a lasso and you walk them out. This is useful as a backup. So say that they have this flat collar on and for some reason it loosens and then they slide out of it. Well, if you have taken the leash and you attached it to both and both are around them, if for some reason this flat collar breaks or they slip out of it, the slip lead is still here and they don't go anywhere. Then they're still on the leash, so it's like a safety backup is how I normally use it. So most of the training that I do is just with the flat collar. So here's a question. Put that around your neck for me real quick. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Got it. Yeah. There you go. All right, come on. Come on. Okay, so here's the question. All right, so you feel that? All right, now if I go like this, right? So can I lead you somewhere? I can show you where I want you to go with this, right? So say I want you to go this way. I can pull you. Now, here's a question. How precisely can I pull you? So like say I want you to go in a specific direction. So just go wherever it pulls you to go. Just go Just follow it. So don't pull against it. Just stand there right there and only go where I pull it. Right, so I can make it very precise where I want you to go if with this leash, if I pull it correctly. So like I can get you to go in exactly any direction or any angle I want you to go, right? If you feel it. So then, do you think it's important that a dog is responsive to that? Say that they don't respond to this, because like you can see, if they're responsive to it, I can get the dog to go whatever direction I want. Or say, what about this one? If I want you to go down, I can pull down a little bit, right? So then I can very effectively direct movement with this. But if a dog doesn't respond to it, so resist it. If you pull away from it, that's problematic, because then say I want to teach you something, like say I want to teach you a recall and I say come, and you are used to always resisting against leash pressure, because say when you were at home and your owner was walking, you always pulled against it, and there was lots of negative and positive reinforcement for doing it, what happens? Well, you resist everything, and so then it's really hard to teach them because you can't direct them with the leash. So also, do you notice that on the flexi, do you feel there's always a little tiny bit of tension? It's not a lot.
What do you mean tiny bit? Like tension?
All right, like notice the difference between this.
Yeah.
You feel the difference, right? So say that I have it like this. If you lock the flexi in, there's a lot of bleed. Right, so you got to pay attention to that, right? Because you don't want to be doing that to the dog constantly, where you're out here, and then you're like smacking the dog, because then they're like, oh, why did that happen? They don't understand, right? Another thing, do you think that this is the best way to correct the dog?
What?
This, with a flat collar. Can you do it?
Yeah.
Yes. Is it the best way? Why or why not?
Oh, okay, damn.
Right? Is that like super awesome? That's super cool. You like that? It felt great, didn't it? But that's the point. Is like that's not like the. Do you see how if I yanked harder, could that hurt your neck?
Yeah.
Right. So then think like, okay, if I have an option, do I use this to boom correct dogs, or does it make more sense to use it to direct them? This is not so bad.
If they're resisting it, then I have to.
Right. If they don't resist it, then you can teach a dog all kinds of things. So that's a core concept. You can take it off. One of the yeah, you're good. One of the very first things that you should teach any dog, like the very first thing that I do when I'm evaluating a dog, is I check to see how they respond to this.
Okay.
So what it's called is leash yielding. So every dog needs to have leash yielding skills. So they need to feel this leash, and they feel the collar, and they give to the pressure, and if you direct them, they come with the leash. They come with wherever the collar is pulling them. So, because then, if you think about it, the big difference there, if you put this around your arm, right? Then, if I want to teach to sit,
the head will go up.
yeah, I can teach them to sit, or if I want to teach them to down, I can
Force their head.
I can pull them down a little bit, right? Well, I don't have to force their head down. You know why? Because they give to the leash. They yield.
Oh.
Because if they yield to the leash, I can easily guide them and teach them to roll over or to sit or to down or to recall. I can teach them to heel if they don't pull against it.
Yeah.
I can easily teach them basically anything with leash yielding skills. Yeah, just for a sec. Yeah. So I can teach them almost anything with leash yielding skills, right? Hi, Ozzy. Oh, goodness. He's panicking. There you go. You're going to be fine. You're going to be fine, Ozzy. Yeah. Hang out with Jaden. No! Don't let him hang himself. He was like, bye, I'm leaving. We might have to put him up for a minute. Yeah. Because he's not going to chill out yet. Yeah, we can get him out in a little bit. Poor buddy. Yeah, I know he was doing good upstairs. I saw him when we were up there earlier.
It's just a rough day for him for some reason.
Yeah. But yeah, so leash yielding. Core concept, right? Because if you can leash yield, if the dog knows leash yielding, they give to the leash every time, you can teach them to do anything. Because you can just guide them with this and they don't resist it. And so that's one. But then the question is, how do you get them to yield to the leash?
What if each time they yield, like they like respond, like like, yes.
Right, positive reinforcement. Good job.
Pets, you know,
That's one way.
positive. What's the other way?
That's one really good way.
If they don't, you like, and you like tug on it.
There's a problem, right? You use negative reinforcement of some kind, right? So like say that you have a dog that, yeah, they don't want to give to it, but if you kind of just do light pops, they go, oh, and they kind of like start yielding to it. Some dogs are like that. Other dogs, they don't care about that, and that'll make them go, they'll brace and resist it, right? So I think that the quickest way for you to understand how it works is to be the dog. Sorry. Because I found the quickest way, it's helped me to understand a lot better how it works, is being the dog because then you feel it. You're like, that's how, oh, I get it, right? That's how it might affect them, right? So I'll show you how I would teach them.
Again.
Yeah. Put that on.
Want to put some?
Yep.
Oh, no, it's gonna hurt.
No, it doesn't hurt.
Here. Put that on the lowest, please.
Yeah.
Ah!
Is that good?
Ah!
You're being dramatic.
No. Ah, it's piercing.
Piercing.
Ah! Yo, are you tightening it? Okay.
Is that good? Is that too tight? Is it good?
Okay, it's better.
All right, one more. There you go. Is that good?
Yo.
Is that good? Yeah. About right. So turn it on to like your left side. Have it, yeah, or whatever side. Yeah. There you go.
No, it's gonna.
There you go. It's not gonna hurt that bad. It's not gonna.
No.
It's not gonna hurt the bed.
No.
No, yeah, it's not. I'm not gonna like zap the fudge out of you.
Stop.
All right. So here's what we're gonna do. Can you feel this? You feel it?
Do it. No.
Feel anything? You just tell me. So this is actually another thing.
Stop.
So this is another thing. So when you first use this with a dog, you don't just start at a high level. Instead, I'll do the same thing to you that I normally do with a dog.
No.
What I do is I figure out what they feel. So like if I do this, so what I want you to do, I haven't pressed it. What I want you to do is just come over here. Come over here.
Ah!
You stop being dramatic.
No,
You're just like Emma,
I'm
bro.
scared. No, I'm
No, don't be scared. Okay. So, well, and because that's the thing. But it's useful to understand this because then you won't be mean to a dog. Right? Because if you understand how it feels, you won't be mean to the dog, right? So, all right. So I'll basically just test and see what levels you feel. So just go like, yeah, stand right there. Yeah, that's good. All right. So.
Oh, yeah, I felt that.
You felt that a little bit?
Stop. No. Stop. Don't put it up more. A little bit higher. I was good where you were at before.
You felt that one?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. All right. And so then like, okay, if you know about where it's at, so it's like, okay, well, that's about the right level. Then that's what you use when you're first teaching things, right? You don't go higher.
So how would you know where to find it? Like if you like say no and then you tap it.
You just, no, so without saying no, I just do exactly what I'm doing now. So like I'll pretend that you're a dog. I'll turn it down. And this is what I would do. So like say it's on it's on 3. I'll just watch. And if I don't see them kind of like
Twitch.
look around, like, oh, I felt that. If I don't see any recognition, then I just turn it up a little bit more. But I go little by little. And if I see like a little like, oh, I see a little jump, then I'm like, okay, then that's the lowest level they feel.
Yeah.
And then from there, you decide how high to use.
No, 8. Ah!
Right? I turned it up by 1.
No, it's
on
still.
an 8.
No, I
You feel it a little bit, yeah.
Oh.
So I decide based on, I had it 3 times higher than this for my last private lesson, but anyway. I decide based on then the situation, how high it needs to go, right? Because it might need to go higher depending on whether they are more distracted and don't want to listen to me because they're more interested in, say, like as an example, say it was you, and say that there was something, like say you were trying to go pick up a $500 bill. I don't think those exist, but say you were trying to go pick up like a stack of $1,000. If I wanted to prevent you from going to get that $1,000, I'd have to turn this up high, right?
Chill.
To get you to stop, right? If I wanted to effectively prevent you from getting that $1,000, I might have to turn this up to an 80 to get you to stop,
Which one is
or a
that?
90. It's on an 8. right?
Chill.
But that's you right now when there's nothing that you care about.
Yeah.
You're not interested in doing anything else right now. There's nothing that I need to, like, there's nothing you're motivated to do right now. But if you were motivated to get to it, then I might have to, and you were like, no, I'm gonna go get that.
Yeah. Oh, if I wasn't like obeying you.
Right, if I was like, hey, like, don't go over there to get that $1,000, and you went to go, you were like, nah, I'm gonna go get that $1,000, and I tell you, if you can get that $1,000, you get to keep it. Right? You'd probably fight through a much higher level. Like, I might not be able to stop you from doing it. I might have to turn this all the way up, and you still might try to keep getting the $1,000, right? So that's the same with dogs, right? So if they have something they're super motivated to do, and they're a tough dog, and they just don't care, like, say they want to go bark at another dog. Well, maybe in here, and you're like teaching them to sit, it's on an 8. You go out to the park, it might be on a 40, right? It just depends. And it depends on the dog, right? Because like if you compare between me and you, if you put that collar on me, I'll eat a 50 for fun, right? I'll be like, nah, I'll just eat it. Yeah, I won't care about it, and I'll be like, nah, I'm still gonna do it, right? But for you, you're like, no, on an 8. You're like, right? It feels weird, right? And that's another one, is novelty. If you've never felt it before, it's weird, right? If you've felt it before, it's not that bad, right? So that's another thing, is that there's a reason. There's one of the things that's in our go home like DocuSigns that says to move it. So because it doesn't, if you have that on for an hour, it won't like hurt that bad.
A day?
If you have that on for like 6-7 hours and it's in the same spot, it'll start to hurt. Yeah. And it's not because it's hurting you, it's because of pressure. There's a little bit of pressure, so it's a pressure sore that can happen, right? So, and that's why you got to pay attention to how tight. You don't put it too tight, because then that can be like too much pressure on their neck, but you don't do it too loose either, because then it's not doing anything. It's not touching, right? So you got to pay attention to the fit, right? So like, say I wanted to teach you leash yielding, right? So brace against it. Go do something else and don't let me do it, right? But if I go, right, then you're like, oh, okay, I'll go with the leash. And then if you realize that when you go with the leash,
I don't get shot.
the pressure goes away from the e-collar, and then you quickly have a dog that goes, oh, okay, I'll just go with the pressure. I'll just go with the leash, because if I don't go with the leash, then I feel the e-collar pressure, right? Exactly.
Okay, so is it like shocked, or is it like just like, what do you consider this?
I mean, yeah, it's an electrical stimulation. It's a shock. Yeah. Okay. It's the reason I normally don't use the word shock is 2 reasons. One, because people don't like that. But also number 2 is that it's on a really technical level, like not fully accurate the way people normally picture it. Like,
is it just like,
no, it's electrical, right? So it is electrical stimulation, but it's not the same as a taser. If I take a taser and that electricity goes through your whole body, right? If I use that, it's localized and will make your muscle jump, right? So it's a little bit different feeling, right? Okay. Yeah. So, and so that's actually another thing, is that just like you might look at the remote,
I'm like, chill.
There are
an
incredible number of owners that do this accidentally, and it's a mistake. They show the dog the e-collar and press it.
No.
Don't do that, because then if you don't have the e-collar, all of a sudden the dog doesn't listen. Yeah. Because they listen because they see this.
So wait.
Right?
Okay, so what do you do when you train? You put it back there?
It's buckled right here. Okay. And
you gotta tell Connor that he has his
and here's fine too. Oh, okay. It's fine. As long as you're like, I say a word and maybe I tap the e-collar, but I'm not making a big show of using the e-collar.
Like this.
Yeah, like, hey, don't do it. Because people actually do that. They'll do this. They'll take it out and be like, no, and they'll show them the e-collar. Don't do that, right? If you do that, then they attach power to that physical object you're holding.
Like when they're holding that,
not you. You want it to be to you, right? Not to the person, to the word, right? And so that brings up another important thing, is if you go back over there, right? If I say, okay, let's see, touch heart. Right? And then I tell you, okay. So, yeah, no, okay, you can stop touching heart now, right? Well then, okay, so you understand that, and so then you can avoid this, because if you hadn't, then if you had stopped touching heart and okay wasn't the release marker, then I would have been like, and tapped it, right? So that's why it's important that you make sure you attach meaning to the right thing. Just like you don't want to attach it to the physical like object looking at the e-collar, you don't want to attach it to other things either. So like as an example, say, and this isn't a real example, this happens all the time with dogs. So say I tell you to like, all right, stay, don't move, right? And then every time before I say okay, I go like this. Okay. When will the dog move?
When you say okay. Or when you move.
When I move. Because every time before I say okay, I move. So they don't hear or care about okay.
Oh, because you said it while you moved.
I said it after I moved. So like, watch. So stay, and then I go, okay.
Wait.
Right? No, you did good, right? And so in my mind, I'm like, oh yeah, they're learning. Okay, good, awesome. But in the dog, they're just...
They put it because when you move...
That's why they...
Because you always move, and then you say okay.
And so they don't even hear the okay. They never learn okay. They never care about okay. They're just watching to wait for you to move. And so then the next time when you go, all right, sit, and then like they sit and whatever, and then you start doing this, you're like, all right, I'm going to test and see how they like try to teach them to like stay for longer and like have me walk away. And I start moving. You start moving.
Yeah, I'll move with you.
Right? Because in their mind, when I start walking away, that's when.
That's the okay.
That's the release marker, right? Because that's what I did.
You have to like switch it out, like when you're staying
Instead,
still.
you do this. Okay. And then I go, and like maybe I encourage them, and then they're like, oh, okay, and I can go. And so then the first thing that they hear is,
okay.
Right? Instead of seeing me move first.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. You can take it off. But so like that's how you would teach them to yield to the leash. You can just, it's got a clip. Mine has a clip.
Ooh, Mr. Fancy.
Yeah.
Oh, finally, dude. What the frick?
Yeah. So that's an important one, right? Is that it's in the right order. You have to do it in the order of meaning. So you want to make sure that the thing you want to be the sign for the dog, for whatever it is, whether it's sit, down, place, okay, whatever it is, it should come in first place. That's what happens first. And then any other action after that, it has to come after. The thing you want to attach meaning to has to come first in the chain. So another example, just hold it. If I go like this, if I go, what will, if I do that 100 times, will you be listening for me to say
No, I'll be waiting.
You'll have no warning.
I don't know.
It'll just be the tug.
Tug and then
Right? But will you be listening to hear
No, I'll be waiting for the...
You'll just be wondering when I feel pressure.
Yeah.
Right? And so here's another example of that. If I go, instead of sit, I'll use extend your arm. I'll just say extend. And so for extend, you have to do this, right? Okay. So, wow. All right. So if I say extend, you have to do this, right? All right. So you can put it back down. Yeah, all right. So if I go bar, right? Yeah. Bar. Okay. Yeah. Well, what means to extend your arm? Bar, right? Bar. You made that connection because you're human, right? But if I go, bar and show you, bar, right?
Keep doing that.
Then what came first this time?
Bar.
I said it first.
Then I would do it.
Right, and then I show you what it means.
Yeah.
And then you do it. And then when you've done it, I release pressure.
Yes.
But if I put pressure and then say bar, it doesn't make any sense to you.
I wouldn't listen to the bar. I would listen to the...
You'll just feel pressure. And so that happens all the time. It's a mistake I've made lots of times where say I'm teaching a dog to sit and I go, sit. I already put pressure, right? So then they're not going to attach meaning to the word sit. They're just going to feel pressure and sit.
Yeah.
So then the cue for them to sit is they're waiting to feel that pressure up on the collar.
And then they'll sit.
And then they'll sit. It's the same thing though that people do with positive reinforcement instead of negative reinforcement, is they will go and take a treat out of their pouch, hold it above their head and say sit. Is the dog waiting for you to say sit? Are they listening for the word sit?
Looking at a treat.
They're looking at the treat.
Oh, I should.
And then they figure out, okay, if I see the treat and I sit down, I get it.
Okay. That's what you gotta do. You say sit, and
And then you help them if you need to with the treat.
I will pull it out.
You pull it out and give it to them, right? That's why the most efficient way is typically you use pressure and then they do the thing. You do that a few times and you don't say anything. You just show them. And then you start going, okay, say it's a down. Then you go down and then you make the pressure and they do it and they're like, oh. And then they start attaching, okay, because once they have good leash yielding skills, you can show them the down by just putting pressure. You don't have to say any
I was
words.
curious about that. Like you show them how to sit. You don't say anything.
Yeah, you can say nothing. You show them. You're like, okay. And then once they go into it smoothly, then you go, okay, next time you go down and then you pull down.
Okay.
And then they go into it and they're like, oh. And then you repeat that and then they go into the down, right? Because they start predicting that every time you say down, they're going to feel that downward pressure. And then they start avoiding feeling the pressure at all by just going into the down. Right? So the best way to do it is you do it that way. And then you, on the other end of that, you go, okay, once you got that, you go down and then you put a little bit of pressure, they go into the down and then you go, okay. And then you have lots of fun. Whatever the dog finds the most rewarding, you do that thing, right? Whether it's like, oh, good job, and you praise them and you run around and then you take off and you're like, what up? Oh, and they're like, ah. And you're super excited and you play with them, or you throw the ball, or you play tug, whatever they like the most. Or if they are really treat motivated, you're like, boom, you throw a treat and they go get the treat and they're like, oh, that was awesome, right? Or if they don't care about any of that, then you just go, okay, and you just like, go, 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 go. And then they go pee on the tree and sniff the bushes for like a minute and then like do whatever, and then they come back and then you do another rep, right? Because what you're doing there is you're pairing, you put pressure, you name it, then you put pressure, they go into it, the pressure relieves, and then you release them to something awesome, something fun.
Okay, so, all right, in order, I first get it done. I put pressure on it lightly into whatever, like let's say sit for a sec, right?
Yeah.
Pull it up, and it goes up, they sit, whatever. Okay, I know we used to use treats, we would do that, but I think...
You can lure with treats sometimes, that's gonna depend on the dog.
Yeah, I think...
Some dogs do better with that, but there's no reason you can't do both.
Yeah.
You can do both, right? It just depends on what, because like some dogs, that's not the most effective way. For other dogs, yeah, like you should use some treats. Use it strategically, but not for everything, because there's some stuff that comes in after that can be problematic, right? So like they could become dependent on the treat, where that's the only way they know how to do it. They won't do it, right? Yeah.
All right, so we lead them like a couple of times. I'll say like, I don't know, 10 times.
2, 3 times. Some dogs 5, 6 times. It just depends on the dog.
Okay,
It changes.
They finally do it, and I like put a little bit of pressure, like, you know, and then they sit, and then after I like play with them, whatever. And then this time I say sit, and I put a little bit of pressure, like again, like the same time as last time, and I would guide them again.
Yeah.
To sit, and once they sit, I'm like,
Okay.
what would be the release?
Okay.
Okay.
It's just okay. Okay.
And then we have.
And then you have a great time.
A minute later, I'll do it again. I'm like sit, and I'll put pressure like a little bit.
Yeah. Unless they sit before you put pressure. That's why it's also valuable you put pressure after you give them a chance to respond. So once they know it.
What do you mean?
So say that you've done it 4 or 5 times. They go into position smoothly with a little bit of pressure. Then you've named it a few times. You've said sit and then put a little bit of pressure and they do it. Well, then you're going to start doing this very quickly. You're going to start going sit and waiting. You're pausing for a second. You don't put any pressure. You just wait for a second and you wait for them and see if they figured it out yet.
For like 5 seconds out.
Check to see if they know. And if they kind of like go like this and like, when they go and they sit, then you make the biggest reward you possibly can. You're like that. You cheerlead the heck out of it. You're like, that is the best thing. You are the best. And then you have a break, 2, 3, like 4 or 5 minutes. You don't ask them to do anything after that because you're like, that was awesome. You want to fully reset that because that's where you are trying to, because that's the goal. You don't want to have to put pressure every time. So you're giving them a chance. Once you've named it and they can do it smoothly with pressure, then you're just saying it and checking to see if they do it. And then if they do it on their own, that's the goal anyway, right? Where you don't want to have to say down and then pull them down every single time for the rest of their lives. You want to just say down and they know it and they go into the down.
All right, so I see what you're
So you have to give them a chance.
So put pressure first, like that's the first step. Name it, put pressure, and then name it, see what they do.
Exactly.
And if they don't, guide them again.
Yep. Then just if they don't know, if they still look confused and they don't know how to do it, you just guide them again. So
And I don't punish them because
they don't know it yet. You just offer help. You just help them.
you only punish it when they do know.
When you know they know it.
They don't.
Yeah. And so then in that case, you're actually not punishing it. Instead, you are increasing the amount of negative reinforcement you're using. So punishment is you're trying to make them do something less, right? Negative reinforcements when you're trying to get them to do a certain action more. You're encouraging an action. So as an example, like just like take that simple case with like a sit, right? If I do the exact sequence you just described, then yeah, if they don't know it at all, then I'm just showing them. And then once they've started to learn it, if they still seem a little confused, then I just help them with the leash, right? And helping with the leash with just like a little bit of flat collar pressure, well, I'm just kind of like, they're confused, so I'm helping them get the right answer, right? So you can think about like learning a command like a puzzle. I'm trying to help them put the pieces together of the puzzle. So if it seems like they're just still a little not like unclear on what they're supposed to do, you're like, oh, just like this. And then they're like, oh, okay. But say that like, you know, a week goes by and now like, you know, 80% of the time you go sit and they sit right away and they know it. Well, then if they're like excited about something and they're doing something else and you ask them to sit and they're like, and they want to go do something else and they don't sit, then that's when you, instead of just using a little bit of pressure where they escape, right? You either pop it or you use the e-collar, right? The e-collar I like better. Then you start doing you do a little bit of pressure with you guide them with this, but then at the same time you say, you guide them with this and you say, and you tap the e-collar, right?
And yeah, it has to be the same. So first
and then you pull a little bit and you tap the e-collar. Yeah. And then
I saw you were doing that earlier with Luna.
Yeah.
She was doing it down, you're like, and you're like,
I tapped a little bit and kind of like showed her with the leash, right?
she was trying to fight it.
Yeah, she fought it a little bit, but then like I didn't like go no, just go and then just like when they're kind of like and just kind of like show them with the leash, and then I tapped the e-collar, right? And then she found the right position and did it correctly, right? Because at that point when they know it, there's a difference between escape and avoidance. So if I pinch you, you might move away. But you won't avoid me when you walk by me again, right? If I punch you as hard as I can in the face, you're going to avoid me, right? Because one of them, you're motivated to like escape it, but you're not motivated to avoid it, like make sure it doesn't happen again.
So okay, I see what you. So especially with the collar, you can't have it on a high setting because then they'll try like each time they see you, they'll probably.
Well, not at first, right? So because if it's clear why it happened, they won't try to avoid you. They'll avoid the mistake, right? So like say I'm doing a down. When I'm first teaching them, I start layering in the e-collar, it's on whatever the lowest level they feel is. Because then what they learn is that I can escape the pressure from the e-collar by doing the down, right? But then once they already know it and they're fluent in the behavior, they understand it, then I can turn it up. So say at first it's on a 5, well like later it's on a 25 when they don't do it. And I say, and I tap it on a 25 and kind of like show them like, hey, no, go into the down. And then what happens is then they start of not going into the down less and less. They start doing it more consistently because they know that they're obligated, they have to do it, and they're avoiding feeling the pressure from the e-collar. So that's how you get reliability in a command, right? But yeah, so like the muscle memory that you'll have to get is all of the stuff surrounding holding all of the equipment and using it at the right times.
Those are 3 main. I need to know.
Yeah, those are like that's a lot to cover at once, but that's like some really important stuff, right?
That's the main ones.
Yeah, and I'm going to tell you that stuff over and over and over and over and over again, because it's like that's the stuff that there's way more depth to it than that. Like I'm still learning stuff about dog training constantly, but that stuff is like if you get used to doing it, that's like the things that I do every single day. Like with a standard case, you're doing that kind of stuff all day, right? And so then the part that is going to take a little bit of time that you'll just need to get reps in is actually physically doing it. Because the first time you go to do it, you're going to be like, all right, what do I do? Okay, I press this button, and then like, when do I press this one? And then like, what do I say? And like, oh, I got to say this first and then do this. And so you're going to be thinking about it too much. And so you won't have time to pay attention to like, how's the dog feeling? You'll be too focused on doing it right. And so getting in the reps first, what we'll probably do is I'll be the dog, because then I can tell you said after you used it. Or like what happened on a private lesson that I was doing the other day. She said come, and I didn't come. And then she just said come again, and then she tapped the e-collar. But she never said
She just said come.
Right? And so then what's the danger there? What might I learn?
When they hear come, they're going to think
They're going to run. Because they're going to think come means you're going to get, yeah. Because they're going to think that
come.
If you say come, that means they're about to get
Shocked.
about to get shocked. And so they're like, no. And like, so then you end up getting a bad reaction.
They're gonna get confused when you
They think that sit is a penalty word, or that come is a penalty word. And so that's where you'll have you say sit and the dog goes, but they don't sit. They just freak out.
They're looking like, what did I do wrong?
Exactly. They're trying to avoid punishment, but they don't know how.
So you gotta be careful using the words mostly.
Right? So it's important that you use the instead of attaching it to a word that you want to mean something good.
Yeah, I'll be like 9.
9. Yeah. So, yeah, that's a lot of information. But what we'll do next is I'll give you a chance to practice those mechanics with me. So I'll be the dog and you'll practice those mechanics. Doesn't matter to me. You what you'll need to do, because we're going to practice that part too. We're going to practice knowing how much is the right amount. So sometimes I might yelp and be like, and have way bigger reaction. And then that should mean to you, what do you need to do? Turn it down, right? But then if you tap it and you go, and I'm like, and I like blow it off and keep pulling forward,
I raise it up a bit.
you might have to raise it up, right?
Until they flinch.
Until it has a big enough reaction that they are motivated to comply, right?
Where's Josie?
Yeah. Well, for them, that was actually a clarity issue, not a level issue. It was too high, but it was unclear, right? So, but there are other dogs where I've seen the issue where it was clear, but the e-collar was just set too low, right? So they just didn't care. They weren't motivated to ever avoid it. So if you said like, and they would like stop for a second, but then they'd go right back to it. Because they didn't, I mean, it's kind of like if I like say, all right, like to like a 7-year-old, like no iPad, like put it away, and they put it away. And then they go back and get it. And I go, hey, I told you to put it away. And they're like, I'm sorry. And they put it away again. And then I come back 5 minutes later, they took it down again. Why?
Because there was nothing.
Nothing happened. Why do they care? That's not like a big deal. Like, oh, they like were like, hey, like I thought I told you to put it away. They're like, well, if that happens again and again and again, they'll just get it every time. Because like that's not a big punishment. They don't care. That's not like enough for them to avoid. It's enough for them to escape.
It is.
Because they'll put it back in front of you, but they'll go back and get it later because your thing it was not motivating enough for them to not go get it again. But if you say, all right, put it away, and then they go put it away, and then you come back and they've gotten it again, and you go, what are you doing? why you have your iPad. I told you to put it away. You remember that? Mm-mm. And then you punish them somehow, right? Like maybe you say, all right, well, and maybe if they're like 5 years old, maybe you spank them, right? Or maybe you say, oh, well, like you no iPad for a month, or no iPad for a week. Then they're like, and you like take their iPad and like put it in your safe in your room or something, and then like you don't take it out for a week. Well, next week they get their iPad back and you say, here's your iPad. Remember, if I tell you to put it away, you can't get it. You have to leave it there. And then you say, all right, put your iPad away. They're not going to get it again. When you come back, they won't have their iPad again. It'll be right where they left it. Because last time, they didn't have an iPad for a week. And they don't want that again, right? So that's like escape and avoidance, right? So sometimes you're being clear, but the e-collar is too low. So they're escaping it, but then they'll go right back to pulling on the leash really hard because it wasn't motivating enough to avoid it, right? Does that make sense? Yeah. Time is at 4:04. Yeah.
I low-key forgot what Connor said. I'm trying to remember what Connor said.
Yeah. What is this? Oh, I know what that is. Yeah, okay. That's cool.
But yeah, okay.
What is this? All right. Well, I think that's enough.